So there's a lot of legislation being passed, and I still have a video to do over all of the freaking COVID stuff that's out there. And it's basically me sharing with you things I've seen from other sources. Like BuzzFeed. 3 Russian doctors treating the COVID virus have fallen out of windows in just over a week. And, the numbers are interesting in that. But I thought that was interesting. The mental health crisis for frontline workers has already begun. On April 27th, the New York Times reported that Dr. Lorna M. Breen, the medical director of the emergency department at New York, had died by suicide. She had COVID-19, recovered, and was back to work before the hospital sent her home. Her dad said she tried to do her job and it killed her. She tried to do her job and it killed her. I wonder if the 3 in Russia did the same thing. I know that one of the doctors was complaining that he had tested positive for COVID-19 and he was sent back to work. So, if they're so concerned about people being infected, why would they do that? And that's BuzzFeed. All of those stories were from BuzzFeed. We will never agree on what happened during the first wave of the pandemic. That will make it hard to survive the second. And this is from BuzzFeed by Brian Broderick, April 29th, 2020. The virus isn't just attacking our bodies, it's attacking our brains. CDC Director Robert Redfield, Resident Evil Chris Redfield is what comes to mind when I hear that. And supposedly there's a center where it has, like, instead of the red and white, it has the blue and white, and it's the Resident Evil symbol at the place where supposedly COVID was made in China. I don't know, these are just things that you see, and they're kind of weird because some of it could actually some of it's probable. There's a possibility, he says, that the assault of the virus on our nation in the next winter will be more difficult than the first. I guess because it coincides with the annual flu epidemic, which killed 24,000 to 62,000 last year. We're over here dying by the flu still, and they're making a space program, really? They don't even know our waters, and they're making space programs. They're trying to lock down, is what it looks like. Slowly, so we're not alarmed and don't react all at the same time, I guess. I don't know. It's scary, though. It does look scary. Is it okay to go to the park or the beach? We asked 7 experts. Have y'all heard of the mental illness that the slaves had who wanted to be free? They were called mentally ill for wanting to be free from their slave masters. So I can understand why a lot of people look at mental illness as an excuse to do things to people, to oppress people at times, to control people. And it is alarming because how many of these people actually were messed up? You know what I mean? I don't know. I know that there are a lot of messed up people that they get to do what they want, and a lot of people that aren't so questionable have problems sometimes, and I don't know why that is. The governor of Texas acknowledges his plan to reopen businesses, and he said it will lead to more COVID cases. That was May 6, 2020. The more that you have people out there, the greater the possibility for transmission. Really? I knew it was going to be something, but this is so stupid. Like, seriously, people, oh God, if they're, what did our forefathers say? Don't be so afraid of anything that you're willing to lay down. You know, the cops, they have a job to do, even if they're the best intended people, and they should be in that position. It takes time to get to your location. You know, don't lay down your rights. Just because it's law doesn't always mean it's the best thing. It might be the people who are in charge at the time, or gaining more control at the time, that think it's a good thing. It could be a terrible thing for people. Kevin Spacey likened people over the COVID virus to his career fallout over sexual abuse allegations, how your world can change in a day. That was pretty trashy. I mean, yeah, change is instant, but to liken other people to that, no. You just keep that, boy. I don't know about many of these stars, but God, what's wrong with some of them? Nobody wants to be compared to you. You're great in your own mind. Anyway, he said some stuff that I wrote down, and I do have empathy for what it feels like to suddenly be told that you can't go back to work, or you might lose your job, and it's a situation you have absolutely no control over. Like, come the fuck on. I just don't trust Hollywood people too, because I've heard about their dark little secrets, and it's like, dude, that's really shameful. More than 70% of inmates at one prison had COVID, and advocates fear the COVID is silently spreading. Have you heard about them releasing inmates? And how do they choose which ones get released? Because they're afraid of getting the COVID. And they're sticking people for running businesses like doing nails or stuff from their home into jails. I'm just like, this is kind of twisted. Have you heard this one is on a lighter note? Dogs delivering beer during the quarantine. A microbrewery, and it normally had the dogs as part of its setup or whatever. But it's kind of like they drive around, and of course you're not going to want a shaken beer. So I guess they give the dog the order, and then the people bring it to you. I thought that was kind of neat. Anyway, I'm going to stop that one for now.